Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. Okay, if you watched my videos before, this is, I cut this one to save time. I'm starting it at this point here where it's the volcano point, I guess. That's the best way to describe it. But if you want to know what I do up until this point, go check out the video on honey, oatmeal, tallow, lard, that video, and the other one is tea tree, tallow, lard, soap. Those two, I didn't cut anything out of those two. They go right from beginning to end, and I don't cut corners. But to save us all time, because we all are busy, I start some of them at this point here. This is the point where it's bubbled up, and the temp should be right up there, close to 200. 196. 190. So, when it gets to this volcanic part, kind of frothy, okay, so then you go in and break it up a little bit. And now earlier, remember, there are quite a few other parts in or steps. So check out the other ones if this is your first time to one of my videos. I do have the other ones that go right from beginning to end, and I try not to leave any stone unturned. I try to cover it all, and sometimes I babble too much, but I try to tell you everything that I can think of at the time. That don't even work sometimes. I have to come back on another video and tell you the missing part. Anyway, but this is the part. It takes quite a bit to get it up to this, like 45 minutes maybe, to get it to this part. So it's lumpy, and it's getting to look like applesauce. So what I'm making is what I had there in the subject line of turmeric with carrot powder. And here is the carrot powder. I get that from Mad Oils. I don't work for Mad Oils, I'm just saying that's where I get it from. The turmeric, use that forever and ever. Whenever you find, if you can get it bulk, especially for facial soaps, tea tree soap that's got turmeric in there. Turmeric is just great for acne and skin issues. Okay, so you know me, I always get everything all prepared, and here is the turmeric and the carrot powder, and I have used sweet almond oil when I did that mixing. This here is the part where I add the confectioner's sugar. Okay, and the tip. I was thinking what things helped me out or didn't help me out. And in the beginning, oh, and what made me think about this was I had read a posting on one of the groups that I belong to asking if it's necessary, if you really have to blend and get to trace. And the answer, of course, is yes, you have to. And So, in the beginning, I didn't always have a stick blender. I had to do it kind of by hand. And I have like 3 books on soaping. And in there, they just stir it, and stir it, and stir it, and stir it, and stir it. Just keep stirring. They don't mention anything about stick blenders. And so, I've bought a lot of stick blenders. Some of them, like Walmart or other places, they have all the utensils, things like this come with it. Chopper, like the chopper thing, that comes with it. And I'm showing you all this because the stick blender is gone in the garbage, way far away. And I still have all this other stuff, and I'm thinking, well, that was kind of, maybe I shouldn't have bought that with all the attachments. Now, if you want it for your kitchen, I think they're handy because it chops and it grates and it does all these things. And if you just want it for kitchen, that would be good. But for soap making, you really don't need all the attachments unless there's some reason that you do. But the only reason I would think is if you had a stick blender and the gears are the first thing that kind of go on it, and then it cracks and the plastic cracks and whatever. And so I've thrown many in the garbage since I started buying them. I've thrown many away, but I do have the little attachments like that, which are not really useful, but sometimes I grab it for something. So, and this other thing, I only just showed you that. I don't know, it just doesn't have too much use other than to store something in it. So, alright, so I have bought so many stick blenders along the way. And sometimes you can get a good deal, like under 20, and then, or they're around 20 or in the 20s or whatever, and sometimes you get them on sale. But ultimately, they're great as long as they're sitting in a box, but then when you start using them, that's when they only give you just a little bit of use. So, you go to the Goodwill, and there you're going to find lots of good things. So, I found this one. And it's all one unit. It does not come apart. It's plastic. It's all one. I think they call this immersion type of stick blender. The other ones, you just turn them and they come apart and you put different attachments. That's what I was saying, is like with the different attachments. But this might help you. This is all one. It's a Betty Crocker. Yep. So I got it at Goodwill, and it was like $3, and it turned out to be like one of the nicer blenders, and it has different speeds. Right there. And it turned out to be a good buy, and I said, well, this is nice. So I went on eBay and found another one. And then I found another one. So I bought like 3 of them, and one was 14 and the other one was right around there. I think that was 14 also. And that was with the shipping and everything, free shipping and all that. So I think I did, you know, really good. So I have this one, is the one I bought at Goodwill, and it's still, I've been using this for maybe a year and a half now or so. And then I have the 2 other ones that I put away in the closet, that when this one does break, it's like no big deal. And it's good because like when you're cleaning it, you can't like hit this by accident. It's gotta, you can push this all you want and it won't come on, but you have to do it like in a certain way and then it will come on, which I'll show you. Well, you push down on it and then in, and then it comes on. So it's really nice. That's a safety feature, because one of the girls was cleaning hers or doing something with hers and by accident hit the button and it kind of messed up her fingers a little bit. So it's got a little lock on there. That's good for that. So it turned out to be what was a Goodwill deal of the day. Turned out to be a very good investment, and that's why I went and bought a couple more. So I like that. Now ultimately, every soaper's wish is to get one of those KitchenAids or Cuisinarts, I guess they are, the immersion type stick blender. They're really not that expensive. I just always have other things. First I have to get a soap cutter, and then I have to get this, and then I have to get that, and I've always got a list of my wish list of what I want for soaping, and then there's all your molds, and you know, it's quite an investment, but I mean, unless you have a whole lot of money to put into it all at once. If you're trying to do like little by little, the reason why I say like I've been doing this for 9 years, I have, but in the beginning, like 9 years ago, I made the melt and pour, and I started out making melt and pour, and then there was a recipe in one of my books how to do your own melt and pour, and I messed that all up. So I didn't do that again. I haven't tried since. And what I did was I went on to hot process. That was my next daring move. And there was problems with that too, because back in the day, 9 years ago, and I had these books. I start out one book, then I get another book, and then another book, and I was trying to learn from just reading books, not like talking to anybody. I don't have any friends that make soap, so it was just like a soul thing. And there was not YouTube or anything like that, but there was the internet, and like I said in other videos, I did go online, and people had web pages on their method of making soap, and you know, a lot of soap went in the garbage and a lot of soap didn't. So, you know, whatever turned out great was good, and that. But along the way, you pick up little things. And the thing with the stick blenders, if you're just like starting out, you don't know really where you're going with the whole thing, you just enjoy it a lot and making soap for the family and giving it away for presents and things like that, you know, you probably don't need you know, to invest like a whole lot, because you're just doing it for your own family. But then as you start doing it more and more and more, and you know, maybe you invest more into, like, it's a hobby, but it's kind of sort of going towards the business end of it, where you're selling at craft shows or flea markets or farmers markets or whatever. So as you go along and you invest more and more and more, one thing to keep in mind is the stick blender. The immersion blenders are nice because they're all one piece and they don't come apart. And even the Cuisinart ones, there's one model it comes apart, and there's one model that it's an immersion blender. And that's what I'm going to get someday when I can't think of anything else to get. This year I invested in a canopy and 2 more folding tables. So that was the investment so far this year. And the rest of the year, you know, if I make good money and I have extra, and I can't think of any oils or botanicals or things like that I want to buy, my next thing will be to get a Cuisinart, and it will be an immersion, that model. So, but the other thing is like crock pots and that. Like, always have one. Like, if say this decided to just conk out on me, it'd be very good if I was smart enough and I had another one put away in a closet that I got at maybe Goodwill or something. Not that you got to spend a whole lot of money. You don't. You go buy what's in your wallet. And if I'm at Goodwill or something like that and I see one of these, I would definitely, you know, get it for $3-4. Why not? And put it in the closet. This way you've always got backup. And it's good to just keep that in mind. Not that. Just a good little tip. Okay. So this is getting now where I'm gonna take my whisk and go to mashed potatoes here. It should be right around 200. Not quite. This batter is, I'll tell you what I did different here, because in the last video I talked about substituting your different butters. There's soft butters, there's a few of them you can substitute, and your hard butters. So hard butter is what I substituted here. I have cocoa butter, but I just thought, well, let's see what happens. And I used kokum butter. And I talked about that before. So this one has got kokum butter in it. And the only thing about using all these different ingredients, I have to change my label. But kokum butter, that's a very, very good butter for the skin, moisturizing. So it's really no different, even though I switch butters. The recipe is the same. The other recipe was 3.20 shea butter and 3.20 cocoa butter. So what I did is I just substituted kokum, same amount. And there's no difference in this recipe, no difference in the method or anything like that. So you can do that. Okay, so 205, which is good. That's what I want. So I've done a few different methods here, and they've been marbled or layered, the layered look or the marble look. And so I'm just doing it for you guys. But here is the turmeric and everything like that. So I'm going to just put this in. Normally on my other videos you'll see I'll put it in a different container and then I add some batter to it. Well, I guess that's all I can get out of there. So you can do the same. This should be a little bit on the yellow side. Not bright yellow like sunflower yellow or anything like that. Just a little bit, not white, but not beige or brown. Alright, I think Didn't go up too much. 205. At this point, everything is just so hot. It's like, yeah. Alright, so now I want to cool it a little bit. Oh, I should have left that there. Duh. Alright. Okay, so now I want to cool this down because it'll be time to add the essential oils. So I put lemon in here and 2 ounces of fractionated coconut oil and like 6 drops of lemon essential oil from Young Living. Okay. So that's 186. Okay. I've got to make, I'm down to just a few bars. I have to make up my pet bar, which I'll do a video on pet soap. And that's a really nice soap too. It's got citronella in there and cedarwood, and it just smells really earthy. And people love it. It helps the skin or the coat on the dogs. So that's a really nice soap. So I'll be doing a video maybe next week. I'll bake a batch of that. And what else am I going to be doing? I have a nice sportsman soap for hunting and fishing. I have a nice soap for that. I'll probably be doing upcoming. You'll see a video on that. I also do want to make a rose water and glycerin soap. I've got an idea on how I want to do that. So when I do, I will make a video on it. I have some rose petals that I bought and fragrance. So I've got quite a few things coming up that I'm thinking I will be making. And I do make cold process too, which is, I don't know how you guys are, but I'll make a whole bunch of hot process soaps. I'll do that for like a week or 2 or whatever, and then I'll do cold process soaps. And basically I just make whatever I need, but cold process ones are nice too. So have my men's soap that I make too. It's Bay Rum, and there's a few designer fragrances that the guys like. So I've got quite a few coming up here that I'll be making. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and ask a question, and hit the like thing, follow. And I'll try to help you any way I can. I might not know the answer, but I'll try. I bought some tips for when I'm making cold process, and I'm anxious to make something. They just came the other day, but they're the ones that have all these different things on the ends, so you can make like flowers, and I'm anxious to play with that, so that'll probably be coming up the next few days. And got a lot of things. The wheels are constantly turning. Okay. Lemon always smells so fresh and clean. That's what I like about the Young Living essential oils, is you can put some in a spray bottle of water, and then you can clean your kitchen counters or your bathroom counters, or you can even just spray it in the air, or put it in a diffuser. And lemon and orange, it's just so invigorating. Just love the smell of citrus. And sometimes in my diffuser, like I'll put it in the kitchen, and I will have the lemon or the orange. Those are my favorite for the kitchen. But you can have lavender for a bedroom, or I just love their stuff. Love, love, love it. And if you would like the link to my webpage, just message me or write it in the comments. And isn't this fun to watch me spoon this stuff into the mold? I bet you just couldn't wait. But see, it is very repetitious, but I'm trying to make the videos smaller, which I will. I'll make them smaller yet, so that you can get on and do whatever you want to do. But I hope you try it. It's remember, you can do beef tallow or pork. You can buy the lard at Walmart or anywhere actually. Oops. And the beef, you order that from wherever you get your supplies from. And maybe I better just pound this down a little bit. So good to the last scraping. Okay. Now you don't have to bank it up like this. And if you had, actually I do have some orange rind. If you had lemon rind, you could just sprinkle actually. I have some orange peel, and you can get that anywhere where you have spices available. This is to help it stick. So that's just down the middle. Or lemon peel would be good, or like I just did, orange peel is good. So there you have it. Turmeric with carrot powder sprinkled with orange peel. Decorated, I should say. And I shall see you next time. You have a wonderful day.